preventing our prelims. Once again, our prelims. Once again, our prelims. Wonder Boy's in the prelims, if you don't get what I'm trying to get at. So we have a welterweight bout. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who's at 17-7-1, up against Joaquin, the new Mansa, Buckley. Now, going over the last 5 bouts. Stephen Thompson is 2-5 in his last 5 fights. He's coming off of a rear naked choke submission loss to Shavkat Rakhmonov. Buckley is 4-5 in his last 5 bouts, last winning via unanimous decision against Nursultan Ruzabov. Before I go over my pick here, I kind of want to see where you are at first and how confident you are, because we discussed this on the phone prior, and we'll see. We kind of disagree, but I want you to tell us who you're going with and why.
Listen, we were talking about fan, and I'm a fanboy of Wonderboy Thompson.
Yeah, as am I.
And then you were like, well, you can't be a fan, and you got to be, and I'm like 100%. But the reality is, champ, this man has faced murderer's row. Champ, not only did he stop Kevin Holland a couple years ago, shout out to him. Let me see if I'm trying to. Well, 2 years ago he stopped Kevin Holland. One of my biggest wins in MMA. Shout out to Kevin Holland. Made $2,000 on you. But I gotta tell you, champ, I'm still on the boat. Stephen Thompson is getting older. 41 is an age, but he's been training. He's been feeling good. He's his in and outs, and he fought what is the number one contender to the welterweight division, Shavkat. Champ, like, what are we doing here, champ? And prior to that, he fought 2 killers. Gilbert, I think Gilbert Burns in that fight was prime Gilbert Burns, and he fought Bilal, the current champion. I think Stephen takes it. However, confidence is low. I got to tell you, Joaquin's energy has been amazing. He was fighting at middleweight, dropped down. Those guys at middleweight, they're too big. Now, he's in a weight class where, he gets to be one of those guys. So the question is, will he be able to take Wonderboy down and control him? I don't think so, champ.
Yeah, I think this fight comes down to how Joaquin approaches this fight. I am going with Joaquin Buckley. I do respect and like Wonderboy Thompson, but for this fight, I think Buckley is the pick. He has he's advantageous when it comes to grappling and wrestling. He has a background in wrestling. He was a high school wrestler, and he kind of polished and learned more of martial arts. He has great striking, but I don't think he's going to strike with Wonderboy. There's an interview that I showed you and that he had posted on his Instagram where he explains, like, I have nothing to prove with anybody. I'm not, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson has rarely, if ever, lost a striking fight, right? He's able to move side to side, hit you from different angles, and rarely gets hit. He mentioned in that interview that he has nothing to prove, that he wants to slow the pace, especially at that elevation, which kind of leads me to believe that, okay, he's not going to come out. He's not going to push the pace. He's not going to come out with this flurry of punches like he normally does. He's going to take him down, utilize the wrestling, and make this a grappler's match. And the reason I say that is because if you look at Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's last 3 losses, who has he lost to? Shavkat, as you mentioned, Bilal, and Gilbert Burns. All grapplers, right? So I think Buckley's going to come in with that game plan. If he comes in with that game plan, he's going to be the pick. I think he shoots, controls the fight on the ground, and wins. That's my pick.
Is he him, though? Is he him? Because that, like, what you're describing is him. Like, if he beats Wonderboy, he's him. Like, it's going to be interesting what he gets next. That's what I'm saying. That's why, like, in this fight, we will learn if he's him, really. Like, same thing we spoke about Caio and Ken Denier, and he was him. And this fight is another him fight. So looking forward to seeing the outcome.
Yeah, and I like it when they put a fighter up, like when a fighter gets his test, right? Like, I love seeing it because it really tells me what they're made of and how they approach the fight. Like the Cow fight and the Jared Cannonier fight. Remember, during the fight, I was messaging you, why isn't he using his jiu-jitsu? Why isn't he taking the ground? Like, why is he demonstrating his striking? But he wanted to make a point. He was successful. He had a solid game plan, and he won the fight. So I think this all comes down to how Buckley approaches the fight. If he tries to stand and bang with Stephen Thompson, I think it's going to be long breath. Like our man Banter says, it's gonna be long. But if he utilizes the grappling, takes him down, controls the fight, I think Buckley's gonna win. Buckley's the pick. And if he does win, you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna get a phone
What's
call.
the confidence level? Okay, what's your confidence level then?
Oh, confidence. I'm gonna say mid. I'm gonna say mid.
Mid.
Yeah,
Mid is
mid.
pretty good.
I'm not too high. I'm mid because it all comes down to how he approaches the fight. If he comes in and grapples, he's gonna win the fight.
You don't think that muscle? Because shout out to the Adonis over here. My man could go to Men's Health right now and do a 3-page spread right now, back, lats, and sideways. You don't think that muscle is gonna pay? Like, and that's the thing, champ. Like, I haven't done the research of, has Joaquin been, like, how long has he been fighting in elevation? Was he there 3 weeks prior, a month, 2 weeks? Is he just getting in there?
And that's a good point you make. But I also think that he understands the elevation could be an issue, especially with the mass that he packs on. So that's why he's trying. That's why he stated he's going to slow down the fight. And I hope he approaches it with a solid game plan. My confidence level is at a mid if he does utilize the grappling and win via that. But if he tries to go out there and push the pace and tire out, Wonder Boy's going to just piece him up. And could be long, bro. But Buckley's the pick for me.